I think we should do an in-person intro.
An in-person intro.
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah.
I think we just roll. Let's just roll.
Hello, welcome to the DTR Stewards Room. You've all been very naughty boys, and now we're going to talk about why you're naughty boys. So,
Welcome to the pilot episode.
this is a pilot episode. Daniel,
Yes, Tim.
you know how all of the people that are really successful at YouTube and doing racing channels do the thing where they look at sim racing stewards and then they talk about sim racing stewards and why people have been silly?
I didn't know that was a thing, Tim.
What?
But
No,
it sounds good.
it is good. It's very good. People like Jimmy Broadbent do it, and he's all right at doing the YouTube
And
stuff.
who's that?
So I thought what we could do is not just steal the idea, but change it ever so slightly. And we might look at some things that are of the sim racing world, but we could also look at things that are from the real place world as well, that we all do live in.
Yes.
And
also, all people do on the in the racing fans online world is argue about various crashes and stuff. So we thought we'd just join in.
yeah, absolutely. If at first you don't succeed, steal someone else's idea. Right. So without further ado, should we look at the first possible
Incident. Let's go.
incident? Right. Here we go.
Incident one.
Investigation 1. We'll change it to incident at some point. For now, it's investigation because I can't be bothered to change the things. So for this, a little bit of context before we continue. We are at the World Championships for karting at PFI in sunny England, hence why it's raining. As we know, the lead up to a crash and the immediate effects after the crash aren't necessarily up for review. It's the crash itself. So that's all of the.
Don't you be reading me the fine print.
It's all of
Make up my own mind.
So that's the context. World Championships. So you'd hope that these guys are all quite good pilots. But,
Lol.
so look at that spicy little move at the inside, goes wide. Move done, I would say, and then
So are we,
have
we're
it.
gonna just, okay, yep. So it's punt number one.
Yeah, punt number 1, punt number
I'm
2.
guessing this is. I'm guessing this is multiple incidents. Actually,
So what you would look at that as two separate things?
no. I mean, are we about to see multiple grievances,
What
or is
for-
that the incident?
That is the incident. So I've just
Oh, I see.
taken the one thing. We're going to have a look at four incidents today from certain different things. This is the first one. So we'll take it back because I kind of feel like even though this bit here is all hunky dory, it's kind of contextual. So we've got tail end of the lap. We've got the 211 kart going up the inside of the 230. Runs a little bit wide, but that's probably taking the racing line. So at this point, I would say this is kind of like job done from Matey Boy in 211. Comes around, and realistically from here, you're kind of thinking, okay, if you're 230, tuck in, like PFIs, especially in the wet, you're going to have loads of opportunities to overtake. But he doesn't do that, and we end up just getting a big old punt going through one of the last corners, and then a bit of side swiping.
Plus an extra side punt,
For good measure.
just to make sure.
I will say, I'm rather impressed from the 211 that there is no karting racing driver hand of frustration being thrown.
Yeah,
which is
where's the
fantastic.
hand? You're not a real karter if you're not waving your arms about like this. Well, I find it hard to say anything other than that. That's at least 4 Max Verstappens.
No,
Like,
see,
there's no
now
gap.
you've
He
guaranteed
just
that I
decides-
have to put it in. I've got to put the
Yeah,
Max
yeah.
Verstappens in.
Yeah.
So yeah, I mean,
I think
the first one, the first sort of bit there, I think like you could kind of be like, oh, he's missed his braking a little bit. He's gone a bit deep. It's wet. Okay, fine. But then the fact that he kind of doubles down, pods him off onto the onto the
I
page.
guess he gets a little bit of oversteer, doesn't he? But I mean,
Yeah.
you're supposed to be at the. You said when this is the World Championships of karting, you can't just be like, "Oh bonk, I see ya."
And then he just looks forward like, well, guess I'll keep
Yeah.
it.
What a move! He
what a-
said to himself. What a...
So yeah, I kind of feel like that. I would be rather aggrieved. I think if I was the 211, and I think it would be like.
I mean, there's no gap. There's no gap.
I feel like if you're the 230, I don't know what happened. Maybe next time we'll have to bring up the actual race result sheets and see what actually happened. I don't know if we got a penalty or not. But
I thought we weren't supposed to judge on the result.
no. I meant to see if he actually got a penalty in real life.
Oh, I see.
Yeah.
Yes, that would be good. That would be good context.
Yeah, so that then we can see how right or wrong we actually are, and in reality,
always
we
going to
don't.
be right, Tim. Whether or not the stewards is right, that is generally the question.
Yeah,
that's
quite.
why we're doing this, because stewards are often wrong.
Yeah, quite. So yeah, I think like you would count yourself very lucky, I think, as the 230 to get away with a slap on the wrist. Being that
if you're not getting an immediate let that fella past, then what are we doing here?
Yeah. So yeah, I think yeah, we'll go with 230 guilty,
based on the obvious looking, like the way that he's like, yep, see ya. I don't think he's going to be letting anyone back past.
No, probably not. So yeah, 230. You are guilty with. I would probably say 3.5 Max Verstappen's.
Okay, I can agree with 3.5. 3.5 maxes. Next.
Investigation 2. So, context for Investigation 2. We're back at the Karting World Championships. Don't say you don't get a varied selection of incidents to have a look at. So we're back at the Karting World Championships. Context, we've got 2 teammates going. This is the final, and it is the final lap. I've kept in the first bit because it's a good bit of racing, I think. Up until the incident.
Let's watch it through, and then we'll discuss.
So looks over. Nosey's there. Forces him to the outside. Good bit of defensive driving between our 204 Noah Baglin and the 219 Kenzo Craigie. Runs him deep, stops him from being able to get a cut back. Again, good bit of defensive driving. Keeps it tight around the second of the 2 hairpins. A little bit of ride running. We might come and have a look at that in a minute. Still side by side going into the sort of elongated chicane that we've got here. A couple of karts stricken, 4 karts stricken off in the background, not had the best World Championships. Bit of a send going into the last corner. Same bit of track we were at last time. And into the lead of the race on the last few corners. It is very wet. And then sort of really slows it down, keeps it to the inside as we go through the last 2 corners, hits the curb, runs wide. And then...
Yeah, look at the celebration. Fucking.
Yeah, so they've come.
Before.
Yeah, so they've come around the first hairpin. Like, they've both gone deep. The 204's just gone. Okay, well, if you're going to go on the outside, then good luck cutting under. I'm just going to stay alongside.
Well, I guess it's probably a bit of wet racing line as well.
Yeah,
when it's that down.
Yeah, for sure.
You don't want to be on the rubber.
No, so I mean, like that's just good driving, and he stops 219 from being able to cut back underneath, which is good. Keeps it tight, looks over, Nosey there. So Nosey's there. You saw like the little head look over. So he knows he's on the outside at this point. And well, I mean, if he doesn't know he's on the outside here, then we've yeah, I mean we've got full like Montoya Schumacher vibes there. Like,
first of all, I didn't see him, but second, outside around the corner, you usually lose ground, so I didn't really expect him to be there anymore.
Oh no, he didn't see me there. Well, no.
But yeah, so. I think you go like 219's gone deliberately deep to see if he can get across and then hook it up going round. Doesn't, ends up like pushing on. There's just not enough grip there. 204 is able to get back alongside. So we've now got the 2 of them alongside each other. Again, that cheeky little look over, being like, yeah, he absolutely knows he's there, and he's prepared to just go, oh no, I'm going to take my normal line. So I mean, it's a little naughty, like.
I think it's a little rude, but I'm okay with it, to be honest. Like,
yeah, I mean, it's
he's sort of in front, and I get you'd have to, if you're the orange helmet lad. I can't see what number. 219. If you're going to be thinking, I'm going to complete this move on the outside at this point, like.
Yeah, I mean that's wishful thinking, isn't it?
I'm okay with that. I think you just let it go.
Yeah, same. It's a bit rude, but you're going for a world championship.
Carry on a bit.
No, I don't think so. So he's well and truly off the circuit. Now, at this point, I kind of feel like if the 219 had come back on circuit and kept the position, I mean, he is slightly in front, but I mean, they're going into a left-hander next, and it's going to be hard to keep that position. I'd maybe have been like, advantage by track licking, but he doesn't.
I don't think he's
He gives it back up. Like, he realises it's not going to work. I mean, you can see just how wet it is. That's crazy. So it looks over, didn't see him there, sees him there, and then the big send.
Yeah.
Now, actually, no, I'm going to roll it on because I think the after here is important. That's not the track, buddy.
Looks like there's more grip out there than there is in the black stuff.
Yeah, I mean there probably is. But yeah, that's not the track. And it's kind of important. I kind of feel that if you're going to go for a move up the inside of someone, you have to be able to keep it on the track afterwards. Like,
yeah, no, I
he
agree.
was never making that.
I actually think the move is fine, but he just needed to keep it on the track. If he'd have kept it on the track, I've got no problem with that, to be honest.
Yeah, and again, I think you got a little bit of rubbing, but it's not egregious. Like,
no, I don't think so. It's a little bit rude, but I only give it one Max Verstappen.
Yeah, I mean, he knew he was there, and the 204 just kept trying to squeeze in to make it hard for him. They've had a bit of contact, and that's always going to send him slightly wide. Loses a bit, and he goes off. So I mean, you could say that that contact was initiated.
Yeah, but I think it's 50-50. Where's the orange helmet? Where's he supposed to go? Do you know what I mean? Like, he's made the move. There's space. You can't just then afterwards decide you're going to close it off and take your racing line. It's too late.
No. So yeah, I think the contact there that maybe caused the 204 to get off is kind of it's 6 of one, half dozen the other. But then to not stay on the circuit yourself, that's that's not ideal. And I think if we hadn't had the situation at the end, that maybe would have been looked at in a bit more detail.
Let's roll on to that. It's just so funny.
Oh, yeah.
What a hero I am! Just committed a murder.
Oh, it's the two hands off as well.
Immediately as well. No remorse. Literally no remorse.
Yeah,
so
our mate in the 204 has literally just got whiplash. It's like, woo! Right. Okay. So we've got the 219 coming out the previous corner. He's kept it tight. Like, he's saying, you are not coming up the inside. Like, it's not going to happen. Problem being, that obviously makes the corner a lot tighter, and he hasn't hooked up that curb enough. So he's always going to wash out wider than he wants to, and that allows 204 to cut underneath. So yeah, so you've got 204 who's managed to cut it underneath. Now, again, at this point, if I was the 219, you're kind of thinking, I've got to keep it as left as I possibly can if I've got any hope of maintaining decent speed out the next corner. But obviously then the problem you've got is the 204 coming through so much quicker than you. Could he have kept it further left? Don't know. But I mean, if you look at what happens with the steering wheel, you've got the 204 making a beeline for that right-hand curb. So I kind of feel like he could have kept it further left because there is space there, but at the same time, wheel-wise, you've got the 219 keeping a pretty constant attitude with the wheel, and then the 204 coming across. You know what? I think I had an opinion before this one, and I think I'm changing my mind. I think you've got the 219 holding the wheel as is, basically saying, you've got plenty of room on the left-hand side. This is your decision whether or not we make contact. The 204 has gone, well, I need to make a beeline for this curb because he's got the more preferred line and he could run me wide on the exit. And ends up being speared off. I'm thinking, actually, racing incident made worse by the wet conditions. If it had been dry, you wouldn't have had him go off. He'd have just been sent wide a little bit. But the wet's obviously
right. And then what would your end verdict be?
My end.
If I looking at that,
no further. I'd probably go no further action. I think that has been caused by the 204 not staying as far left as maybe he could have, and then driving across the nose of the 219.
Yeah, so I think I don't think I would do anything either. I think 219 or white helmet, I forget the bloody numbers. I think the 204, yeah, so the white helmet, I think he's absolutely asked for this. Roll it on a little bit. Okay, so stop there. Look at the angle already. Roll on a bit more. Like there. So what are you supposed to do?
That's the frame before they made contact.
The 219 is just like, he's got two options here. Either he drives up to an impossibly acute angle or slams on the brakes. And neither of those two things are going to happen. Like, it's not reasonable to expect another driver to just be like, oh, let me just get out of your way completely, even though you haven't actually completed this move.
No, and I think
it's ridiculous. You can't just swipe across someone and be like, "Oh, you better get out of the way, or we're going to crash." That's a 4-star Max Verstappen move.
You have the responsibility as the overtaking car to make that move safely, to make that move safely. And in this case, he hasn't made the overtaking move safely.
The irony of it is, I think if he'd have stayed put, then as a steward, I would have said the 219 should be demoted to second because of the previous move. He didn't deserve to be in front, but by being an absolute helmet and causing the crash at the end, the 204, he's already out of his car, look, immediately furious, but he's caused that crash, and the 219 just goes on to celebrate like an absolute weapon. So
So
I would say 3 Max Verstappens to both of them for being helmets.
3 Max Verstappen for both. There we go. Right, moving on. Investigation number 3. Right, so we have some
We've
WEC.
got some GTPs.
We got some WEC. So hypercar, thank you. Not GTPs. We're not in IMSA. And we are at the Fuji 6 hours. I think we're on board the Toyota. No, we're on board the Porsche. Yes, correct. So yeah, we're in the Porsche.
Going down to T1.
Yeah. Very tight corner at Fuji. On the outside, probably looking to get a bit of a cutback, which he does, which is rather nice. Gets a much better drive than the Toyota as well. And now the key here is looking at the the rear view mirror, because you just see. Oh, dear.
Oh, and they may crash again after. Oh.
Yeah, they make a second contact, which you can't really see as much, but essentially this took them both out of the race.
Long, Tim.
No, I don't either. So you've had a really nice.
I think this one is very, very important for all our young sim racers out there. This is the kind of crap that you see in iRacing all the time.
We get to this point. We're coming up to a very fast turn 2. I don't think anyone can disagree here that the Porsche is in front.
It's not even close.
I mean,
the fact you can actually see the front wheel.
Yeah, you can see the front wheel of the Toyota. The Porsche is in front, and then we'll go slowly through, and then the Porsche just goes. Well, actually, no, not Porsche. Sorry, the Toyota goes.
Toyota.
Well, actually, I'm on the inside, so this is my corner. Oh, you hit me. Yeah.
Go back a little bit just before the contact. Right. Okay. Yeah. So it's at this point, the guy who's just killed you and ended your 6-hour race is getting on the radio on iRacing chat, and he's going, "Oh, you turned in on me. I was entitled to space. You just cut." No. Like, you've got absolutely no right to space, especially when you know that corner is not far off of. It's probably drop 1 gear. It's very fast. Isn't it?
Especially in a car that has downforce like these do. Like it's a very quick, and it's quite a sharp corner considering it's very quick. So I mean,
no way.
There is. I mean, even if he was along the inside, like you would rather be on the car on the outside for this corner because you just wouldn't be able to keep the momentum.
Mm-hmm. Realistically, you'd have to be all the way alongside to even think about a move here.
Yeah, and then you've got the super long right-hander afterwards.
It's just crazy. He's just left his nose in there, thinking
that the Porsche will jump
should
out the
be
way.
Entitled to space, but it's just nonsense.
Yeah. So yeah, exactly. You've got, and then you get the contact made on the rear quarter of the. I mean, look where the contact's made.
He's so far in front.
Okay, there's the contact, and you can see the front logos on the Toyota. I mean, like, yeah, if you're the Toyota car here in real life or sim racing, and you're doing the whole, oh, you should have left me space. Get in the bin. Absolutely not. So I'm saying this is a full 5 Max Verstappens for Toyota.
I think we just skip the Max Verstappens and just say in the bin.
Yeah, just straight in the bin. Right, next one. Yeah. Investigation number 4. And for this one, we are in Baku. We're in Baku.
GP2. What's it called? Formula 2.
Formula 2. GP2 back when Hamilton was in it.
Young Kimi.
Young Kimi Antonelli. I don't know who's trying to overtake in this one. I forget, but they're in a green car. Green and black car. And coming out of turn number 2, going down the long straight towards turn number 3. So let's have a look and see what happens.
Just absolutely nailed that brake pedal, didn't he?
I mean, there's a lockup, and then there's a lockup in there. Like
I don't know if I've ever seen a lockup that
moly. Let's
goes for at least 100. Where's that? Is that a 100-meter board on the right? I think it is. I know before the 100 meters.
Before 100 meter board.
Still in front of it. Yeah. And he's covered a whole Olympic sprint track.
Yeah.
Of tyre marks.
That is impressive. I mean, like if you're going for world record lockups, that is Mark Webber shrieking at Lewis Hamilton going straight on at Baku.
Lewis Hamilton takes it away, but he locks up, and he's.
There's got to be some kind of failure there, isn't it?
Yeah.
Left.
There's been a left foot failure. Yeah. I think Matey Boy in green and black car goes, "Oh, Kimi hit me," and that's why I went off.
I'm not going to lie though. The contact is caused by Kimi. Well, what's Kimi thinking? That's what I want to know. Like, where does he think? He's like, there's a corner there, I need to turn in. Yes, but there's a car there first.
Yeah, I mean, maybe he was thinking, oh, maybe he'll start turning.
I would. I mean, this has to just be a racing incident. I would have thought.
Look at that jiggle though on the tyres. That's impressive.
He got bounced on the suspension, isn't it? He's lucky he didn't get launched, didn't he? Really?
Look at that fire as well come out. That's quite impressive. Right. Anyway, yeah, I agree. You kind of got Kimi that's turned in, probably thinking surely he's about to turn in. I don't know why Kimi hasn't registered the fact that you've got like a November the 5th bonfire coming off of that front right tyre.
Yeah.
Which probably is going to limit your ability to turn in some way. Just the right side, yeah. So that's going to limit your ability to turn somewhat.
I think just in terms of overall racing IQ, you're not putting your car in a position to survive the race if you're just going to randomly turn in there.
No.
You know what I mean? You need to let him go past first.
Yeah.
So I'd feel bad, like, if I was whoever's in the green car. Obviously it's not really his fault he's ended up nose first into the wall, but
I mean it kind of
destroy his tyre anyway, so he probably wasn't going much further.
No, and I mean like he's come barreling in because he's locked at the brake. So I mean like yes, Kimi shouldn't have turned in, but at the same time Matey Boy should have had his car under control. So yeah. I think here this, like you're going racing incident. I think
I think so. I'm not even. Maybe one Max. I think no Maxes for this.
No Maxes. Just
a little slap on the wrist for being silly boys.
A silly boy rating. There we go. And there we go. That's That's
Okay, nice.
that's the Stewards Room. I think that's been a great success.
you can't rank it a success before anyone's watched it, mate.
Yeah, no one's going to watch it. It's fine. I think we've made some excellent judgments. We've proven that
so.
we've proven that we know everything about racing.
I think so. Please
can't even
do jump in the comments if you disagree with us.
Yes,
And
tell
then
us just how wrong we are or how right we are. We love having our egos massaged. It's great.
agree.
Yeah. Hopefully this does reasonably well relative to other video performance, and we can make
If
another
you
one.
like it and you want us to do more up-to-date stuff, i.e. Daytona 24 at the weekend, more Formula 2 stuff,
There were certainly some crashes
whatever,
in that.
Formula 1 somehow, if we can figure out how to get around the licensing issue, because they're bastards.
Yeah.
Let us know. Get in the comments and we'll do more, because we thought it was fun.
Yeah.
So,
I had a great time.
alright.
Well, yeah, thank you very much.
The next one.
Yeah, thank you very much for watching. Hope you enjoyed, and until next time, as always, have a good one.